CEA, Children Education Alliance. Now we'll discuss about this. CEA, who all are eligible? All central government employees are eligible for CEA, and this is equally applicable to all levels of employees. Irrespective of the level of the employee, an amount of fixedly 27,000 will be reimbursed to all. Okay. What in case of deputation to state government or from state government to central government? Then also equally an amount of 27,000 will be reimbursed. Okay. In cases where an employee is on leave, whether it is extraordinary leave, study leave, or medical leave, then also he is eligible for CEA. But in cases where the period which is treated as dies none, the CEA is not eligible, which means the period which is treated as dies none, the period in which an employee is absent to the organization without informing the higher authorities will be named as dies none period. During those cases, CA is not eligible. Okay, how much amount will get? An amount of 2,250 rupees per month per child will be reimbursed for one child, which means 27,000 rupees per year. And this amount of 27,000 is fixed irrespective of how much amount is paid by the employee as a tuition fee. Okay, for all the classes from nursery to class 12th, this is eligible. The children, if they are studying LKG or UKG or first standard up to 12th, it is eligible. In some states, they used to call it as intermediate. Some states they will call it as plus 1, plus 2. Whatever may be the nomenclature, even in case of LKG or UKG, for all these classes, the CEA is eligible for the children with some restrictions. The restrictions are this is eligible for first two children only. Okay, even the child is stepchild or adopted child. For first two children, it is eligible, but those children has to be dependent on the employee. Then only this is eligible. But in some cases, the second child is twins. Then this is not a mistake of employee, and so for all the three children, the CEA is eligible. Okay, I will repeat it. For first child, they will reimburse full amount. If the second birth is twins, then for total three people, three children, CEA is eligible. In some cases, the first child, first birth itself twins, and the second birth is single child. Then what is the process? Then for first two children, two twin children, it is eligible and not for the last one. Okay. In some extraordinary cases, the operation which happened is got failed because of medical reasons. As a result, an extra birth occurs. During such instances, CEA is eligible for that birth also. So, as a whole, in addition to first two children, if an extra birth occurred because of a failed operation, at those cases, the CEA is eligible for the third child also. But this is for the first instance. If the same thing happened again at the second instance, this will not be eligible. So only at these two cases, CA is eligible for three children. And what the employee has to do, he has to fill the application which is provided by your organization, and the child has to study in a recognized school. The recognition may be from state government, central government, or any other. Upper age limit for this is 20, and there is no minimum lower age limit. And another important thing is, if the children failed in a class, then he can again obtain the same in the next year too. But if the children is studying the same class again because of some other reasons other than failure reason, then CA is not eligible for the next class, for repeated class. Okay, except in case of failure, remaining all cases, if a children is studying the same class, he is not eligible to claim twice, and he has to produce a certificate from the school saying that a student is studying in their school and he is studying class number and at which for which academic year. In case an employee fails to obtain certificate, he can produce free receipts or his progress report card, which may be treated as proof of study. And this has to submit once in a year after completion of the academic year. As I mentioned earlier, for 1 year we have to claim total 27,000 per child at a time. If you are having if you want to claim for 6 months or 4 months, it cannot be happened. Only this can be happened at 1 year only. Some cases the child may be disabled. During those cases, the upper age limit is 22 instead of 20. And if the fee is paid to aided or approved institutes by central government or state government, then the recognition of school is not mandatory. Okay, and the disabled child may have some special needs in their school. Then those special needs also can be reimbursed by the central government if he has to produce a requisite certificate from the school. And when compared to normal reimbursement, in case of disabled child, the reimbursement will be doubled. Instead of 27,000, an amount of 54,000 per year per child will be reimbursed in case of disabled child. And some important points to be noted are, where husband and wife are employees, only one can avail. He has to produce a declaration certificate saying that only one out of those two are claiming this and the other is not claiming this scheme. And in some cases, the child is studying in a distance mode or correspondence mode, then also CA is eligible, and the process is same for that. And whenever the DA of the employee increased by 50%, then the CA amount will also raise by 25%. And as I mentioned earlier, this has to claim once in a year. For one financial year, he has to claim for one academic year of the child. We cannot claim more than once in a year. I hope you understand. If you have any doubts, please comment. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.